Warning. Anime out of context contains spoilers, explicit language, and general tomfoolery. Neither of our hosts are experts on any topic, and you should not take their opinions as such. Listen at your own discretion, and enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after I forgot I opened the show a wrong way. I was looking at my notes and I was like, I just watched this. It's time to talk about it.
Oh, Shaun. Oh.
I am so steeped in my own weebery that I don't know what to do with myself, Rem. It's fine. I'll make it work.
Warning. Anime out of context contains spoilers, explicit language, and general tomfoolery. Neither of our hosts are experts on any topic, and you should not take their opinions as such. Listen at your own discretion, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And I serve as the second half in a duo that's less funny than Hamish and Andy, John and Hank Green, any of the McElroys, or basically any podcast.
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Damn it, we're trying to live up to it. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to have some top-tier goofs, some unfunny running jokes.
I'm not saying that we don't have some great unfunny jokes, because we do, Shaun. We just also aren't good. So
Damn, that's the one thing that's holding us back, the fact that we suck.
There's so many amazing comedy podcasts out there, like just really, really top tier.
And quite frankly, you should probably be listening to them as opposed to us.
I guess most of them are less weeby, though.
Yeah, there are some weebs involved. Like, I think Griffin McElroy watches anime sometimes.
They watch it.
I've heard him talk about it once or twice on his show. But
we are back with episode 59 of the McElroy Fancast.
Yeah. Can we start that podcast? Because I could talk about, all of their shows for hours.
I mean, it'd be better than anime. So if that means I don't have to watch an anime this week, I'm sold.
You're not that lucky.
Oh, damn.
As much as I love talking about our podcast forefathers, we have our own show to do, and though we are about as good as, like, their left pinky toe, let's say, we should at least do our best to provide some kind of product for those fools who actually enjoy listening to us, all 7 of them.
We appreciate all of our listeners to an obscene degree. So what are we jumping into this week, Shaun?
Remington, I did you a bamboozle last week.
You did, and you should feel bad, but you don't.
I don't feel bad, that's true. But at the very least, I can give you some recompense. A bit of something to kind of take the edge off, as it were.
All right, well, I don't trust you. So I am prepared for another boozle.
I mean, Remington, I've done so many good things for you, and I just barely bamboozled you. Why would I bamboozle you twice in a row?
It's happened before, motherfucker.
Look, just because it happened once doesn't mean it'll happen again. Look at World War I.
This week we just need to roll the wheel of sadness. Is it going to be sister fucking? Is it going to be classic shonen? Is it going to be a terrible, lifeless, soulless rom-com? There's so many options in the realm of bad anime.
Well, nah, it's going to be kind of none of the above, but only...
Okay, don't like that sound. What are we jumping into?
Well, Remington, last week I showed you a 3-minute anime.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I don't like where this is going. That was the good thing about it, Shaun. That was the best part, is that it was short and easily over. What you've just said, it strongly implies we are going to see something quite a bit longer.
What, you think I would shove an anime that's like, I don't know, 180 minutes down your throat?
Oh, God, we're watching an anime movie?
Who said that?
I'm tilted. I'm frightened.
Oh, but Rem, it's the law of equivalent exchange. You get something really, really short, nice, and easy. Unlike the girls in that show, which should not be the case, but apparently. You have to have something large, imposing, and quite frankly, frightening and daunting.
I don't wanna.
Well, Remington, I have news for you, because the truth of the matter is we're watching another 3-minute anime this week.
Oh?
Yeah.
What?
No, I thought that showing you a really bad 3-minute anime was a little unfair. Granted, most of them are really fucking bad. It's just the nature of the beast. You only have 4 minutes to tell a story, or make someone laugh, or entertain someone. It's not a lot of time to get a lot of quality content in. But some shows manage to do so to an extent. So I did some research and I found a 3 to 4 minute anime that's pretty decent. It's got some good goofs in it. It's got some decent humor, some weeb references that I appreciate. And I figured, why does, give you the full spectrum of a 3-minute anime, and then you can have a final opinion on the subject once we get back into it.
Oh, I don't know, man. I am afeared.
I'm being honest with you, Remington.
See, this is just some bullshit Stockholm Syndrome crap where you beat me down, you break me, you make me suffer, and then you're like, hey, here's something that's just not the literal worst thing imaginable. And then I'm like, oh, why, thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. You're so good to me, despite you being responsible for the bullshit pain I was inflicted in the first place.
I mean, I'm only gaslighting you a little, Rem.
Okay, so what are we jumping into this week? We're going to be watching more short anime, but what is it?
It is a short comedy with a bit of a slice of life romance element to it.
Okay, that has worked before and it has failed tremendously before.
As are most things, there are a positive and negative to all forms of media.
Except classic shonen, which are all bad.
Okay, listen here, fucker.
All right, so what exactly is the anime we're exploring today?
Well, today we're going to be exploring a rather cute little show called Danna ga Nani wo Itteiru ka Wakaranai Ken.
Ah, it's a short novel.
A light novel, Remington.
Light novel, I'm sorry.
You have to get the vernacular correct.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Because after all, if I slaughter Japanese, that usually means it's a light novel.
Usually? Okay, so is it a light novel?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's a short anime. You can't make a light novel out of a short anime. You know what they would call a light novel based on a short anime?
What?
A children's book.
All right. So, last week wasn't a children's book.
No.
So what does that translate to roughly, Shaun?
It basically translates to, I can't understand what my husband is saying.
Okay. What?
I can't understand what my husband is saying.
Is this just a metaphor for our relationship and how I don't understand any of the weeb shit that comes out of your mouth?
Oh, fuck, I didn't actually think about that.
The metaphors, it runs deep.
Oh, God, I genuinely did not think about that, Remington. I was doing research on a show, and I thought, this is a cute show, this might work. But you literally just described the kind of synopsis of this show.
Samantha, leave the room. It's our origin story.
Oh, God, no. I just want to be a good dad.
Okay, so would you like to read the synopsis for us, Shaun?
I can do that. Though they couldn't be any more different, love has managed to blossom between Hajime Tsunashi, a hardcore otaku who shuts himself in at home while making a living off of his blog, and his wife Kaoru, a hardworking office lady who, in contrast, is fairly ordinary, albeit somewhat of a crazy drunk. As this unlikely couple discovers love is more than just a first kiss or a wedding, the years that come afterwards in the journey of marriage brings them many joys as well as challenges.
It's like one is real weird because they like anime. The other one is normal, except they are a horrible alcoholic.
No. It's just that she gets a bit overly emotional when she's intoxicated.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I figured this would be a nice contrast, considering it's about two adults who are married.
Oh, and so you are the otaku in this situation, and I'm the emotional drunk, which it comes to no one's surprise.
It's very fitting. You are a very pretty lady, by the way.
Oh, my thank
just
you.
looking at this.
Finally, I get some validation.
Yeah, I didn't know you were a blonde.
Yeah. You know what? I decided to bleach it because I wasn't feeling very loved in the household, so I thought maybe I'd get attention elsewhere, but it's nice to hear some affirmation once in a while from your side.
And I see that you transferred the fat from your ass up to your chest.
Yep, got huge bazongos.
And they look fantastic.
Like-
like bags of sand. That's a reference, so I can't get in trouble for it.
I feel like you can still definitely get in trouble for it.
Would you prefer I said bags of jelly?
Oh, fuck off. Oh, God. Why can't we have any good jokes?
That would require us being good at our jobs. We clarified this.
We don't have enough inside jokes to really reward longtime listeners, but at the same time, we have too many for new listeners.
Yeah, no, I mean, the closest thing we've got is Blank is our favorite anime, and it's got to be said. My wife is my favorite anime.
Insert Hogwarts here.
Yeah, no, it's too low-hanging fruit, don't fuck your sister. It's just a PSA at this point, really.
It's true. Okay, so the anime is about this couple, this married couple, who apparently they don't seem to like each other a lot.
Oh, no, they adore and love each other.
Okay.
It's just that she doesn't really understand the whole otaku anime thing.
Same.
And he is hardcore otaku. And they have a nice, fairly healthy relationship. They get along well. There's just some antics in the fact that, hey, he's saying weeb things and I don't understand it.
God, I resonate with that so hard.
And it's kind of an interesting contrast because I could see myself, or not myself specifically, I could see a otaku dating someone who's not an otaku and having their weird weeb tendencies come off as both charming and confusing.
I'll be honest, more confusing. Much more confusing than charming. Not the worst thing in the world. It's not like, Oremo, you're gonna get kicked out of the fucking house because you're a goddamn otaku.
Yeah, which, that was a very strange contingency.
That was a weird trip. Don't watch Oremo. You don't even need to listen to the episode. It hurt me deeply.
Oh, listen to the episode. It's fucking funny. It's one of our funniest episodes. And
one of the first great boozles.
And I was so proud of it. Oh, the sister fucking boozles are the best boozles.
What a sentence. And also, good God, no. So you got this couple. What is every short episode about, I guess?
It's literally just about their relationship and observing them like a fly on the wall.
Okay.
Like, he'll be talking about something otaku-based and be like, what are you talking about? This is my waifu. And she's like, well, I'm your wife.
Oh, God, no! That's, If you have a wife, you shouldn't have a waifu.
I mean...
That's the claim I'm gonna make. Unless you're polyamorous, then it's acceptable.
Because marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman, not a man and a 2D girl.
You got it's one man, one woman, not dakimakura plus whatever combination you want there.
I mean,
it's just unacceptable. I do not support dakimakura rights. That's where I draw the line.
He's pillowist. Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Which, it screams volumes when you think about your relationship, Remington, because you know for a fact your girlfriend has at least one or two husbandos.
Oh, 100%. I know she does. She is in, they probably all come from JoJo, first of all, which is another problem. But I just try to ignore that element. See, as someone who's in a relationship with a bit of a weeby otaku,
A bit?
I mean, less than you, but still far too much.
That's a high bar, right?
It's true. I usually just try to ignore it, and if I ignore it, then it doesn't exist. That's what I found to be the primary strategy for any healthy relationship. Just ignore the bad stuff. Just don't talk about it.
Keep the weeb stuff locked away.
Yeah.
And honestly, Rem, there's not much else to this show. It is what it says on the tin. I'm not bamboozling you this time. It's just a matter of I wanted to give you something to contrast with. Honestly, I think this is a genuinely cute show from time to time. Has some jokes that are a bit crass, but it is listed as a seinen show. So it does have the right to make those jokes and not be completely out of left field, unlike with the other show we watched where it was, a bunch of underage girls exercising with weird angles.
Yeah, okay, so it will be hard for this to be worse than that.
It is.
So I'm optimistic that things will be better, things will be okay, and hopefully I'll like it. I mean, it's shorter, which is already a plus.
I'm giving you a break these couple weeks, man.
Oh,
I'm
I
keeping it nice
fucking
and
need
easy
it.
for you. Just so we can get back into the action later on, which will be fun.
I don't want. we can just keep running it easy forever. You know what'd be really easy, Shaun?
What's that, Rem?
Ending the podcast.
Now, Rem, you know we can't end the podcast until you watch a lot of anime.
Haven't I already?
Well, I mean, yeah, in the past. This is the future we're talking about, Rem.
Shaun, how many anime? How many anime do I need to watch before you would be okay with saying I am informed enough and that you would not be terribly disappointed that we finish things? Give me a number.
A number, huh?
Yep.
Well, I'm scrolling on Mal right now.
Oh no.
Huh. Oh, we haven't seen that. Oh, you kind of need to see that. You should never see that in your life, which means we have to do an episode on it.
Oh god.
I don't want to watch it, which means we probably have to.
I'm thinking around 100 anime. Once I've seen 100 anime, I am decently informed enough.
Don't be ridiculous, Rem. Anime is a medium, therefore it has limitless possibilities. Oh, wait, that's in the top 500, really? I wouldn't have expected that.
Oh no. Okay. Well, is there anything else I need to know about this particular anime?
Honestly, Rem, there's only one thing that concerns me about this show is there's going to be a lot of weeb jokes, and I don't think you're going to get most of them.
I mean, probably not.
But the ones you do get, you might smile at, you might laugh at, and otherwise, it just might be a fun little show for you. Nothing too fancy, nothing too special, but it's better than underage, etchy bullshit.
1,000,000%, Shaun.
All right, Remington, let's go watch some I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after consuming 7 whole episodes of I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying. And
Also known as Anime Out of Context, the anime.
oh my god.
The parallels, Shaun, the parallels.
Remington, I don't know how I missed such an obvious parallel between that and our show.
You have a couple of people forced together. They're together and they both like each other decently enough, though also question. And one of them is Otaku Supreme, just weeb prime over there. And then the other just doesn't understand. And yeah, that is the podcast. That is the show.
And what an apt description, Remington. So the real question remains, what do you think of our lives being animeized?
Well, very fittingly, I enjoyed it, but I didn't understand a lot of it. A lot of it went over my head. It's a very, very fast-paced show. Like, not only is it 3-minute episodes, but it's like 10 to 45-second clips strung together at a rapid pace. And so you have to keep your attention. This is something that you could easily binge, but in a strange way, you can't really have it on in the background.
No, it's not possible. It's literally a 4-minute video that if you're not paying attention, you will miss entire plot points.
Yeah, because it's just so quick and so sudden, which I did enjoy about it. I think it worked very well, and that it utilized it overall quite strongly, but especially because a lot of the references and anime stuff went over my head. Not all of them. I understood a good deal of them, but a lot of them went over my head, and that caused me to be a bit more confused than I think the average anime viewer would be.
To be fair, there were some very niche anime references thrown in there, and some of them I had a hard time placing from time to time. I actually ended up looking up a lot of them just to be safe and making sure I knew what I was talking about. I'm good now. And a lot of that stuff is stuff I don't really like to talk about anyways.
Yeah, overall, I thought that it had a pretty good quality. The relationship between the two characters is really nice, and both of the characters they portray are quite interesting. This is a great example of establishing characters and relationship very, very quickly. They didn't bother with 2 hours of fluff bullshit that I still don't understand the characters. They just got into it, showed you the character, showed the relationship, showed the moments that matter in an interesting way that although it was very, very fast-paced, it didn't feel rushed.
Yeah, and
It was very deliberately fast-paced.
the hilarious thing is they got that done in under the 3 minutes.
Which is very, very impressive.
Like, within the first 2 minutes, you get kind of a little slow start, and then it just kind of kicks into overdrive, and then you understand exactly what you're watching, and you realize all the parallels it shares with your weird anime podcast.
Oh, too many. And I thought overall, it did the comedy well, it did the characters well. Although I was a bit confused, I feel like the vast majority of our listeners who know quite a bit more about anime than I do, they would really, really enjoy this show. I would definitely recommend it as something to check out.
And a lot of people really do enjoy it, but since it's a 3-minute show, it doesn't get that kind of accolade as you would expect from a lot of other shows. It has about a 7.6 on Mal, which is pretty good for a little 3-minute guy.
Yeah, I think that it definitely deserves some recognition. It's different, it's weird, it's almost like Nichijouian at times.
Yeah, it's that very gag style humor, which is very fun and entertaining when done well.
Yeah, but it's very, very deliberately crafted every single step of the way. I thought that it had quite a bit of thought put into it, and its references, its ideas presented, how it went about presenting them. You could tell actual genuine character development and growth, which is very interesting. Like, many of these very short episodes had more character growth and interesting story than many 30-minute episodes that we have seen elsewhere from other anime.
It's kind of weird how well it does that, isn't it?
Yeah, and by no means do I think it's the absolute best story or characters around, but I do think that it's very worthwhile, very fun, and very interesting, especially considering the very abridged and short nature of what it is.
So I have to ask, Remington, were there any references or jokes you would like me to explain to you? Because there's nothing funnier than explaining a joke.
Oh boy. Okay, so I think there was a Food Wars reference in there.
Yep.
Where he ate food and then just very, like, sort of awkwardly just takes off his shirt after taking a bite.
Yep.
Which is just like if Food Wars was in real life and you're just like, oh man, and it was sufficiently awkward to be amusing because that's what it would look like in real life. And it did a really good job of just showing the silly nonsense, which one thing I've learned, one thing that otakus and weebs strongly support is making fun of otakus and weebs. I learned it after we went to Anime Bonsai. Oh boy, nobody makes fun of weebs more than weebs.
It's a very self-destructive cycle, but it's a great self-destructive cycle. It's like watching a self-contained explosion that just keeps having more fuel added to it. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, and like I feel like I understood a lot of half references. Like, I knew the general route or idea they were going down, but not maybe the specific show.
Yeah, was there any specifics that you'd like me to clarify on for you?
Almost any show that was actually mentioned by name. I don't think I understood almost any of them. Because it mentioned quite a few, and all of them went over my head.
Fair. To be fair, one of them wasn't a show, though. It was actually referencing a very popular self-published manga artist convention going on.
Obviously.
And of course they had to censor them because, copyright, but they still wanted to mention it. In fact, it's kind of amusing because they had a bunch of anime posters in the background and had just the pixelation screen over them.
It's somewhat impressive just how immersed in otaku and weeb culture you need to be to create and even to fully appreciate this anime, because even like you said, you didn't even catch absolutely everything your first time through, or maybe even still, because there is a lot.
Yeah, no, like I looked at a different poster every time it came by, and I was like, do I recognize that? Is that Saint Seiya? It might be. I have no clue. Or it just something I like, well, what the hell is that? What is he referencing there? Is that a Gundam reference or an Evangelion reference? I have no idea. But either way, the point gets across. And
see, you've already lost me in the discussion of what it's referencing. in your hypothesizing about what it's referencing, I, very fitting to the anime, am very unsure exactly what you were saying.
You are just Kaoru.
Oh yeah, no, very clearly, Kaoru is best girl because Kaoru is Remington.
Alcoholism and all.
I mean, if this podcast didn't drive me to drink. It would be amazing if anything could, because, this podcast.
But I like to imagine you would be that much of a crazed drunk. Although I do not like the idea of you coming at me with those kinds of intentions.
I mean, would it be the first time, Shaun?
No, but it would be the first time while intoxicated.
I've been very sober and clean of mind when trying to seduce you. Thus, Samantha.
We can have a kid. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's 2019. It's a new world.
It's fine.
We're two straight white men. We can have a daughter.
We can figure something out.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a very pleasant, really enjoyable watch. I don't think that it's groundbreaking by any means. It's interesting and it handles that short anime style very, very well. And I think what's most impressive about it is that it does everything well despite not having much to go on, because every single story from each episode could easily fill an actual longer episode, normal length episode of an anime. But they successfully tell it in such a quick but still successful manner. I think that it's very impressive. And that doesn't mean that it's necessarily the best, but it does mean that I think it has merit and that it's worthwhile.
And honestly, Rem, you want to know what the best part of this whole experience is?
What?
All the characters are adults.
Oh, thank God for that.
Because if they weren't, a lot of the jokes in this show would be so fucking creepy.
Yeah, I'll say, like, how this show handled sexuality overall, way better. Like, obviously, many things were quite sexualized, and there were a lot of crass humor, but it was handled much, much better.
Like, even the sibling angle was really handled quite well.
I mean, it was handled well. Still made me mildly uncomfortable, but also that was sort of the goal. So
Yep, it did the job, and you were laughing whenever something happened.
Oh yeah, like I would definitely recommend this as something. The weebier you are, the more you will enjoy this. But also, it's something that you'll enjoy a decent amount, regardless.
Yep, there's actual heart in it too, which is the funny thing.
Yeah, like the characters care about each other. There's relationships built. There's charm. You can tell that there are proper emotions there, whereas it could have just thrown a bunch of bullshit at you and haha, there we go, let's make fun of a few tropes. It does more than just make fun of the tropes. It has heart and charm, and I can really appreciate that.
Now, I have one question for you, Rem. Of all of the otaku, like, it's obvious your connection to Kaoru.
Oh yeah,
But
obviously.
what do you? How accurate would you say my comparison to Hajime is?
If anything, more accurate than mine to Karu. Good God. So let's see, someone who makes anime media rather than going out and finding a proper job. You have a job. But,
Yeah, I have a job.
I mean, you could look for a better one. And
One that lets me watch more anime.
Oh no! I reversed my previous statement. Just all of the bullcrap otaku qualities, I think, were quite spot on. The generally mild, awkward nature, the online friends, but also still not horribly socially incompetent. Is able to manage themselves decently fine.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said about me, Rem.
You're not a complete social train wreck, Shaun.
Oh, I've been led astray.
It's one of the more heartwarming moments of the show is me telling you that. And so I think that there's just a lot of parallels that can be made. Basically, I think that if you made him more gingy and if you gave Kaoru just brown hair, that you could easily pass this off as an anime out of context anime. Like, just palette swap some of the hair colors and you're almost there.
Because, I mean, you already have the boobs, man, and you're
Oh, yeah,
rocking them.
Oh yeah, I'm rocking these giant tits that are just sticking out. Frankly, it makes it hard to record sometimes because I have to be so far away from the microphone. And
You could say this is the peak of our humor.
oh god. Oh, one day we'll be funny.
Maybe.
Maybe. I've been holding out hope for that for over a year now.
It's a downward slope.
I would like to say that we used to be funny.
But that's just not true.
No.
No, we've cleaved our way through too many jokes.
It's unfortunately. Daily reminder that Harry Potter is our favorite anime. And overall, I think that I enjoyed the parallels. I enjoyed the show. Overall, positive experience.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. Do you think I gave you a good baseline for what a 3-minute anime has the potential to be, as well as what it can obviously terribly turn into?
Oh yeah, I feel like I definitely, with the past 2 weeks, understand 3-minute anime much more. And I've seen it be not so good, and I've seen it be very well done. But just expect me to complain more when shows take 5 fucking hours to develop any character when you have this show around.
It's okay. I've tuned you out for the past year. It's a skill. You get used to it.
Now, if only our listeners could acquire that skill. You know what? For Patreon, we'll start a Patreon, and a patron exclusive perk will just be you can listen to anime out of context without me.
Just isolate my voice so it's like I'm talking. What is this going to be Garfield without Garfield?
Oh man, I love those.
It'll be just the most self-depressive thing ever. People
just
will know
be-
how insecure I am.
It'll just be Shaun talking to himself and laughing at his own jokes and feeling sad occasionally.
But that is just our show, isn't it?
It's both our show and your life, so either way, it's very fitting.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Anything else you think we need to discuss, Shaun?
Honestly, Rem, I think that about covers it. Maybe one day you'll understand more of the references, or maybe you'll have questions that you'll desire to be answered. I don't want to talk about the trap stuff. That's not my forte, but maybe another day we will.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about how socially progressive / regressive that type of thing is in anime.
It depends on how it's handled, and there's a couple cultural things that you have to consider. I'm doing research into it, but right now, as a straight white man, I don't think I have the right to talk about it.
We're not woke enough.
No. I mean, we've already done one lesbian anime, so
And which, unfortunately,
yeah, maybe one day we'll be able to represent these individual groups better.
to any of our LGBTQ fans, we love ya. And I'd like to think we're more informed than many, but also we're informed enough to know that we know jack shit.
Exactly.
So-
we know these things, and we try to be responsible, but you have to remember, we're assholes, so we say a lot of things that we don't always mean.
We're inclusive, but we also are aware of our ignorance. So
We'll make just as much fun of you as we will as anybody else. Even... No, I'm not going to say that.
Oh god.
Oh, God. We don't want to turn off too many people.
Oof.
But, Remington, I have one final question. Would you like to go watch some more of I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying with me?
Sure, why not, Shaun? Let's do it.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed our mad ramblings on the parallels between an anime couple and our own mischievous, terrible lives, then please leave a review on whatever platform you listen on, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, or if you want to help us grow, word of mouth is the best way to do it. And we are also in the process of dropping some Discord links. If you want to join your fellow otaku in mad ramblings yourself, then please drop on in anytime.
Maybe by the time this is uploaded, I will actually be on it.
If you're not, I will kill you myself and just climb into your skin and become one.
I've been working on learning Twitter. Now I need to learn Discord. It's just a lot. Give me some slack.
Okay, I learned Discord. You can do it.
And if you would like to contact us directly, whether it is for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, then you can either send a tweet over on to AnimeConPod at fuck.
Let's try that again.
And if you would like to contact us directly, whether it is for a comment, question, feedback, or a recommendation, then you can either tweet us at AnimeConPod on Twitter, or you can send an email over onto animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and don't fuck your sister or brother.